It's been a little while since Smino dropped a full project or an official album. I mean, he's obviously dropped mixtapes here and there, but his last actual project, Noir, dropped back in 2018. So, it's been a little while since we've got an official studio album from the man. But that might be changing sometime soon because he just dropped the first single off of his upcoming project, Love for Rent, which I think has a rumored release date of like October 21st, something like that. But anyways, he just dropped this track with J. Cole. So we gotta go bar for bar and break down these lyrics. If you're new here, these breakdowns are where I go through and read out the lyrics to a song and give my interpretation of what the artist is trying to say. My interpretations are not always correct, and I do miss things. So if I miss something or misinterpret anything, please let me know in the comments below. That way, everyone gets to learn some. So the track starts off with the chorus. Chorus, I mean, Smino starts off the chorus great. Like, it's just super smooth, super chill. I am missing exactly what he says in that second line, but take a break, roll some sticky, let's get high. Something about relationships, but he's trying. And then he's got to go a couple rounds, and eventually he'll come back to whoever he's speaking to. So it sounds like Smino, may have some relationship issues, you could say. But he's kind of like saying, don't worry, even though I'm out here doing all these things, making my rounds, I still come back to you, or I always come back home. This then goes right into the first verse.
Don't blame yourself for all the shit you shouldn't do. I'm getting used to being low, go the right way. My nigga put up at the stool, said he got two. I said I'm cool. He looked at me like, nigga, you crazy.
So he's speaking again, probably to the person that this relationship is involving, I would assume. Again, assuming it is a relationship, saying like, yo, don't blame yourself. This is just how I am. And he's just not used to being loved. Like, if you're in a proper relationship where it's like, well, not proper, but like a healthy relationship, and if you've only known toxic ones or just, abusive ones, I suppose, you may not know how to act when someone actually cares for you and cares about you. So he's like, yo, I'm just not used to it. Like, I'm still getting used to getting loved the right way. And then he's talking about how he was in the studio and his boy was like, yo, I got 2 bottles, right? Yeah, he said he's pouring up at the stew and he's got 2. So either 2 bottles or 2 shot glasses, 2 shots. I mean, given that the song is titled 90 Proof, we can assume either one, really. And he's like, no, I don't really want it. I'm cool. And he's like, nah, you crazy. Kind of peer pressured into drinking, you could say.
I beating to the trumpet, I sing this tune, I wrote for you, and your DJ. Play me the song, and set the mood, she want the truth, it's 90 proof, I have behind the face.
So, presumably he took that shot, because the song obviously is titled that. But also, he's like, yo, my heart started to beat like, or to the trumpet. Like, it was like the percussion. And I'm not as familiar with Smino as many others maybe, but, maybe he doesn't drink very often. And this is just a brand new experience for him. Or maybe there's something else in that drink. So, who knows? But he's like, yo, like, when I drank it, like, my heart started beating, like, in rhythm with the trumpet. Almost as if, he's helping produce the beat, or just kind of keeping rhythm and going off of that. He said he sang this tune, I Run For You, and your DJ? I'm not exactly sure what he said there, but he sang the tune and he ran for presumably the person he's talking about again, like at the beginning of the song. And he's like, I'm gonna use this song, I guess this trumpet and the beating of his heart to set the mood. And then he's like, yo, she wants the truth. I mean, this drink is 90 proof. I'm going to go wild, I guess. I mean, again, everyone's alcohol tolerance is different, so whatever. This goes back into the chorus, which is the same as before. And then we get to the post-chorus, which essentially just has Smino and J. Cole going off.
I got a real one if I broke, she never would leave me, no. I got a real one if I broke, she never would leave me, no. I got a real one if I broke, she never would leave me, no.
which, you know, that's something that you always would appreciate. And it honestly, from everything that we've heard about J. Cole's wife or significant other, I'm not 100% sure if they're married. You know, she seems like she rides for him pretty hard. This then goes into the second verse from mostly J. Cole with a little bit of Smino.
I bought a condo and it's cozy. My neighbors nosy as fuck. They see a young nigga walk in with his kids. They don't know who he is. They don't know that he up. No chain on no rollie. I move around dolly.
J. Cole's talking about some of the finer things. He just bought a condo, and you know his neighbors are nosy as hell. Kind of like the song "Neighbors" on "For Your Eyes Only." And he's like, I walked in with my kid. I'm assuming he's talking about himself. They don't know who he is, but they just know that he's up. So wherever he's walking into, presumably like just somewhere outside, like they don't recognize him necessarily because J. Cole honestly just looks like a regular dude sometimes, and he just goes off on his own. But he's like, yeah, sometimes I just walk into places. Some people recognize me, some people don't. I walk in with my kid, and the people who don't necessarily know who I am, they still are like, no, that's somebody. That's actually somebody right there. Like they just know. And then he's talking about how he doesn't get he doesn't get tints on his rolls, which, you know, sure, whatever. He just moves around dolly untouched. He's just chilling. He doesn't need a hide, I guess. Maybe that's what he's trying to put or trying to say.
Touch, not cause I'm hard, because I got God. I heard that you going up fast, but I think it's better to slowly erupt. And money was burning a hole in my pocket, and I need to burn a little hole in my gut.
So he follows up that no tint on the rolls line by saying, like, it's not, I don't do this because I'm hard. It's just because I got God on my side. Like, I guess I'm surprised he wasn't on DJ Khaled's album off of that line alone. But you know, he's like, I'm not scared. I'm not worried about it. I got God on my side. God did. And then he's talking about how people are just slow or quickly blowing up, but he prefers to like the slow path. He could also this could be in reference to people like Lil Pump, which he addressed on KOD, basically just saying like, yo, you gotta make sure you're using your money properly, stuff like that. But it's like, no, I think it's better to build a slow bubble and go from there. And he's talking about how money was burning a hole in his pocket, just throwing that out there, just reminding y'all that he's got money. But then the 90 done burned a hole in his gut, the 90 proof.
We walked in the function, they dog got the bump, and my dog got the rushing like Soviet pup. Roo, roo. Nah, nigga, don't shoot. 2-6, we got loose screw.
So they walked into the function, that dog got to bumping. Just some other dude, some other guy, maybe he's talking about Smino, but wherever they showed up, that dog got to bumping. He was feeling himself. And then his dog got to rushing like Soviet pup. And he's like, yo, don't shoot. So maybe the person that they saw was an op, and they're like, nah, I'm gonna get him. But no, relax, bro. This is not the time and place for it. 2-6, we got to screw loose. I don't know exactly what that could be. It could be 6-6, like Route 66, which is probably not the case. Could be talking about 2-6, which is 12. So police, we got to screw loose. Like someone's going crazy. Don't know that J. Cole would necessarily call the police for that, but you know, whatever. I could be missing something though.
Shit would turn like a Rubik's Cube. I don't really do the cameras. I be low in Los Angeles. You niggas ain't never gonna see me. I might as well be in Canada. You niggas ain't never gonna be me. It's best to stay in your parameters.
Shit was turned like a Rubik's Cube. So, assuming this is a scuffle of sorts, things were crazy. It was turned like a Rubik's Cube. So, I'm presuming it's a Rubik's Cube that is not solved. So, it's just a mess in total. And, you know, not if you don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, it's going to take you a while to, you know, try to figure it out. So, it's a big mess, essentially. He doesn't really do cameras. He just be low in Los Angeles. He's just in the cut. He doesn't want to be noticed. He just wants to live, essentially. And you're never going to see him. He might as well be in Canada, which could be in reference to him playing on a basketball team in Canada, maybe. But also, he's like, I might as well just be in Canada because people, you know, don't necessarily pay attention to Canadians sometimes, I guess. But you're never going to be him. You got to stay in your lane. Like, you know, watch yourself. he's at this point in his career one of those guys that people look up to. Like, he's got some credibility, you could say.
You know they gon' G-O-A-T me, I spell it out for you like fabulous. About to go put up on Riri, and that for the feature. Ben Franklin, no. If to catch me in the type of places everybody go. Know exactly what my hands is for to carry a lot of dough. Pot the piss, I have the fist, can't sit around and bone no.
So they are gonna goat him. They're gonna crown him one of the greats of all time. Sure, you could say that right now. I'm assuming he says spell it out like fabulous. Again, I couldn't really hear, but something like that. I don't know what that reference is exactly. I could just be missing something entirely, or I could just be hearing it wrong. He's about to pull up on Rihanna, but not for the feature. But because, I mean, Rihanna's not really doing a whole lot of music right now, although she may, because she's performing at the Super Bowl. We'll have to wait and see. But he's pulling up to Rihanna for some money because Rihanna's got it like that. Rihanna's got hella money right now. You're not going to see him in the type of places that everybody goes, kind of just a callback to that previous line talking about you're never going to see him. He's might as well be in Canada. Like, he's not really outside like that. He knows exactly what his hands is for, and it's not fighting. It's for holding dough. It's just to count money. And then he ends the verse saying, "I had a pot to piss, I hopped the fence, can't sit around and plot no more." So he had a pot to piss in. Like, he had something. I mean, he didn't necessarily come up from nothing. He's saying, I guess, he hopped the fence. He just got out. He got outside because he can't sit anymore. Just can't sit around no more, and he can't plot no more. So the plot is not necessarily like him planning something, but it could also just be a plot of land that's fenced off that he jumped out of. J. Cole's got to throw one of those in there in most of his verses. This then goes back into the chorus and then the outro, which is just Smino harmonizing, I guess. And that is the song. Overall, I thought it was an enjoyable listen. Like I said, I mean, I'm not as familiar with Smino as some other people may be. So to me, I thought this was solid. For longtime listeners of Smino, I don't know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. But I definitely enjoyed it. For me, I'm not the type of person that listens to Smino often or all the time, like I just mentioned. But whenever I do, I tend to enjoy it. And I tend to enjoy his features. So if this song and the recent features that he's done is anything to go by, his album, which is rumored, I don't know if it's actually confirmed or not, to be releasing in October, should be pretty good. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. With all that said, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this song, and of course, let me know if I missed something or misinterpreted anything, because, again, the lyrics weren't fully transcribed at this point, and I couldn't figure out what the gaps were, honestly. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought. Let me know if I missed anything. And while you're down there, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.